Bread Gang, I hope everyone's doing good and keeping safe. In today's video, I'm going to chat to you guys about Naked Brand Group. So ticker symbols NAKD. In particular, I'm going to have a look at the price action. So looking at where the price currently is, where I believe it's going to go to, and I believe there's a short squeeze potentially getting formed up, and I'm going to show you exactly why I believe that's the case. But before I get into today's video, make sure you guys subscribe and of course hit that notification bell so you don't miss any further uploads. With that being said, let's get this bread. So looking at the short flow interest, there's 9% flow out on loan at the moment, so that equates to 67 million shares. I mean, that's a lot of shares out on loan for short sellers. And short sellers, they've got 2 days to cover the position. So it's not very long for them to cover 67 million shares that are out on loan. Of course, it might not be the full 67 million shares, but it might be a bulk of the shares, seeing as a lot of them will potentially be trapped at the moment. So this could see a lot of demand, potentially a lot of demand, and it'll be interesting to see come Monday what the market is saying. So with the potential demand from the buyback of the short sellers, there's also a lot of institutional transaction that's taking place right now. So 155% positive institutional transaction. So a lot of institutions are getting involved in NAKD. Either that or just one institution is basically buying up a lot of NAKD shares. Nevertheless, there's going to be a lot of demand following that. So if you look at the chart of NAKD, in particular looking at the daily chart, and on the session of the 22nd of September, so basically yesterday's session, the bulls broke out that 50 MA, and this is huge because the 50 MA is widely watched among all investors and traders, etc., as being a very good dynamic support and resistance. So every time, depending on where the price is, of course, relative to the moving average, every time the price approaches the 50 MA, a lot of traders, a lot of investors will be basically looking at that to either short if the price is below it, or basically buy if the price is above it. So seeing as the price is above the 50 MA, if the price stays above it, then this could serve as a very good dynamic support. This could see the price heading up towards basically the resistance of 75 cents. And not only did the price break above the 50 MA, but the price actually broke above, or is right now is sitting above a resistance of a range. So it was range bound for quite some time. The range between 60 cents and roughly about 47 cents. So the price right now gapped above that resistance. So if the bulls keep the price above that resistance and also keep the price above the 50 MA, then I can definitely see the price heading up to test the resistance of 75 cents. And this coupled with short sellers actually having to buy back that position, there's going to create a lot of demand, and also institutions getting involved in NAKD, which is creating even more demand. So it'll be quite easy for the price to actually break that 75 cents. Who knows, maybe that's what it needs for the price to break that 75 cents, because every time the price has got to that level, there's been a lot of bears stepping in. So this demand could potentially be what we need to basically overcome the bearish pressure. And also looking at the MACD, there's actually a golden cross about to be formed. And not only that, but the bearish momentum has actually been decreasing. So it's gone from a dark red, which means that the bearish momentum is actually strong, to pretty much a pinkish, which shows that as well as the pinkish color, but also the momentum, the bar is actually getting smaller and smaller. This shows that the bearish momentum is actually decreasing. So a lot of bulls are stepping in, a lot of buyers are stepping in. That could create a lot of demand to push the price even further up. So if we look at the weekly chart, just to see where the price could potentially go in the next couple of weeks leading into months, especially seeing as we're coming to the end of the year, guys. So the price is actually above the 50 MA on the weekly. So the last time the price, or the time the price broke above the 50 MA in January, this was actually the start to a very big move that we saw, pretty much taking the price from 45 cents all the way up to $3. I mean, that's a huge move. There was a huge bearish rejection that month, which saw the price coming down a lot. And this could have been a combination of people taking their profits, people selling the minute there was some bearish pressure, and also a lot of short sellers pretty much getting in. But back to the 50 MA, every time the price actually came down to test it, it's actually bounced off it. So it's tested it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, and the 5th time. So every time it's tested it, this has proven that the 50 MA is a very good dynamic support. It's more than likely that the price is actually going to close above it this week. So we'll close on a bullish candle, and not only that, but actually close on a bullish engulfing candle. So a bullish engulfing candle is actually a very early indication into potentially a trend reversal. So if the trend is basically heading down, it could go from bearish trend to the start, or potentially the start to bullish trend. So if on the weekly, if the price basically closes above the 60 cent resistance and also closes above the 50 MA on the daily chart and closes on a bullish engulfing candle on the weekly chart, then next week could be a really green week, and it could be the start to a very good, potentially a good bullish trend up. And also on the weekly, if you look at the MACD, there's actually a golden cross that's been formed. So it was formed actually at the end of August. Looking at the histogram, the bullish momentum is actually getting stronger each time. The price actually, there's a golden cross on the weekly on the MACD, and the price is above the 50 MA. The price is pretty much at the 50 MA, but it's bounced off it, which shows that there's a lot of support, there's a lot of demand around this area, or short sellers having to buy back their position, and also institutions getting involved, basically buying up NAKD shares. This is a recipe for a potentially big short squeeze that could see the price heading up beyond $3, even potentially get towards $5. But that could happen in the next coming weeks leading into months, or it can happen even sooner. Who knows? But either way, I believe it's more than likely that this is going to be the case. But guys, just remember, I'm not a financial advisor. These are just my thoughts and opinions of what the market is telling me and what I believe the market is going to do based on the data I've got. So you guys need to do your background DD to ensure that if you're going to hop on board NAKD, that this is the right investment for yourself. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys subscribe, and of course hit that notification bell so you don't miss any further uploads. Give this video a thumbs up. Let me know this is the kind of content you like to see, and I'll be coming out here with regular updates of NAKD, especially leading into this potential short squeeze. And also comment below, let me know your thoughts on NAKD. Are you currently invested? Are you thinking about investing in it, or do you just like the stock, or do you just like the company? Comment below, guys. Thanks guys, I'll see you in the next video.